Tuesday tea time.
You guys, Caroline got these. What are you doing?
Hold on. I'm trying to fix this. It won't go live from Crack the Crown.
We'll wait a second. Yeah. Okay. No big deal.
That's fantastic. That's just going to be another lovely thing we could talk about today. Okay.
You guys.
The Papa Huns, they're just...
So can you pull up my messages on yours? Because I can't read it because it's actually on the phone that's up there. Hello, everybody.
No, I can't.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we had... You guys, welcome to tea time. Welcome to Tuesday tea time. Welcome.
When you hop on, drop a teacup emoji. I have to try and fix this. Facebook has banned Crack the Crown from going live, so now I have to. We have to go live.
It doesn't go live
on Bluegrass Bling because they reported our last tea time. So
this is interesting. So we're being attacked. And it isn't just us that's being attacked. So that's why we thought it would be we thought it would be interesting to talk about the shadow banning and what's going on, because our Crack the Crown page literally doesn't go live or do anything right. The only thing that Crack the Crown does is get linked to tea time when they go live. No one else goes live in Crack the Crown. So right now, Crack the Crown is banned from going live because they've had live from last week was reported. It was reported for something. We haven't been notified what, but it can't go live. How can it not go live? It doesn't go live. All it did was rebroadcast tea time. So the Papa Huns are now mass reporting all of our Crack the Crown tea time videos for things like nudity and child endangerment when there's, nobody's nude here except for these hands. You want to catch these hands? Here they are. The tiny hands are naked. But maybe they look like children's hands. Maybe they're confused. Maybe they think we've lopped the hands off of small children and mounted them on a stick to use on this show, but that's not what happened. In case you're dumb, you didn't figure that out.
We have so much good tea today. It's unreal. Y'all aren't even ready for this tea time.
But what they can't do is stop us on YouTube, because YouTube is apparently not as simplistic as the Facebook bots, and it doesn't report you for things that you're not guilty of. So I'm just stunned. I'm stunned that they're so weak-minded and so shallow and so scared that they have to false report the truth so that we don't reach everyone.
Should I go get your iPad so we can read that lovely message we have?
If you want to, because I think it's a good message.
Keep them entertained.
I have been, for the past week, reading messages from people who are suffering from the same thing we've been suffering from, which is shadow banning on social media. And shadow banning is basically that you don't get notified that you violated anything. They just move you so far down in the algorithm, or make it so that when you do lives, you cannot see people's comments, so that you are unable to interact with your audience. So Sunday night, Carolyn and I went live in our boutique. We had, I want to say 50 or 60 people watching, right? But we weren't seeing any comments and we weren't getting any claims. But people were sending us messages in the back office with our email saying, you guys, I tried to claim. Did you not see my claim? Did you not see my claim? No, we didn't see your claim because your comments were being hidden. So that's what's been an absolute mess. So hello, everybody that's hopping on. So you guys, we rebroadcast this on, were you able to get it to go on Crack the Crown? No.
Nope.
We rebroadcast this live. We do this live on YouTube, and then we post all the videos on YouTube. So do not in the future worry about it if you can't find it on Facebook, because YouTube doesn't ban it. So it's always there on YouTube. There's is it Bluegrass Bling Crack the Crown?
Yes,
Crack the Crown
Crack
channel.
The Crown.
All the videos that we've ever done on Tea Time are up there. So if you're having struggle bus finding us on Facebook, it's because Facebook is listening to the reports of ridiculous people. And when I say ridiculous people, I mean ridiculous people. And we're going to show you some of that fun action too, but I want to read you this message I got today. This one was timely because it's about what we're talking about suffering from. So we can't go live on the Crack the Crown Facebook page because it says, you can't go live right now. Crack the Crown can't go live right now. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So let's go back to the message I got today, just today. And I want to read this to you all because I think that it kind of puts this stuff in perspective. Here we go. She said, hey there. And it's a she. But she asked us to keep her name confidential because she's getting a lot of hate. And you're going to see what I'm talking about. She said, hey there. So I was watching the replay on your live on your personal profile from yesterday. I am a former Papa Elite. I've been on my own with my own social selling boutique since the end of December 2021. In mid-July of this year, 2022, I did a post with just my face. And in parentheses, she put, I wish I would have screenshotted my post. But anyway, I did a post with just a selfie. I stated that I finally sold all of my paparazzi inventory. I continued to warn others of not getting caught up in the quote unquote help your upline mentality of participating in contests and buying jewelry that you can't sell. The next day, my post was reported for nudity and child exploitation. And when that happens with Facebook, they'll automatically shut you down. I tried to refute it. Clearly, there was none of that on my post. Facebook simply stated that due to COVID, blah, 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 that they probably would not get to my rebuttal. Well, they didn't, and my profile was shut down. A profile that I built way before Papa Puke. I had over 3K friends and about 1K followers. I did create a profile, however, Facebook questioned it. She created a new profile and Facebook questioned it. But so far, I've been lucky enough to keep it going. A good tea time would be to remind people how to protect their pages and groups by having their spouse or a trusted person as an admin on their pages besides themselves. And if they have messenger groups, to put someone else in as an admin, because if your account gets shut down, you cannot access those either. Thankfully, I was smart and had those safeguards in place because I knew I would eventually get shut down by the psychos in Papa. I had so many Papa peeps on my profile, and prior to and after I quit, I had a lot of harassment and hate from so many. So obviously, due to me still doing social selling, if you share my story, which I would be fine with, please leave my name out of it, which we're doing to protect her because I appreciate this message. It is so sad that paparazzi will haunt my life as long as I stay social selling. Trust that is what is happening to you. One day after my post, and I was shut down. One day after you announced bringing back tea time, you get shadowed out. Not a coincidence.
No.
I wasn't a huge elite, and after a week of being put into the elite Facebook page back in July 2020, I knew that I was truly bamboozled. I would never get guidance on helping my team. I will never forget when Trent went live in the elite group in January 2021. He said, if you only hit elite numbers 1 month, you are a one-hit wonder.
Wow.
It killed me to hear those words. I worked tirelessly to guide my team. Obviously, now that I know paparazzi wasn't created to help people have a business, they are a wholesaler. Wait, they are worse than a wholesaler. They are a wholesale manipulator and liars and narcissists.
Period.
Sorry I got in a rant. Girl, we're not sorry. Not sorry at all. Thank you for your rant. Thank you for putting the truth to the forefront. I will be honest. I see what you have built, and I hate to see it go south due to your truth speaking. Is it worth it? Question mark. I know I despise that company and what they stand for, and I throw in digs on my lives when I can, but after getting shut down, it really woke me up to the lack of control I really have on social media, and how terrible those consultants are, and how brainwashed they are to ruin someone's livelihood so easily. Hope you're having a better day. Wanted to share my story with you today. Take care. This hit home for a ton of reasons. Number one, because we're going through exactly the same thing right now. Number two, because this person is afraid, and they're afraid to put their name out in social media, because if you're against paparazzi, you suddenly have thousands of people swarming to hate you.
Yes.
It is, I hesitate to say that it's like a racist attack, but it sort of is. And I don't mean to say, to belittle in any way other people's struggles as a minority struggle, but people suddenly hate you because you don't like a company. I prefer Diet Coke over Pepsi. No one's coming to my social media to try to shut my business down. No one. I don't like chocolate. There, I said it. It's out there. I said what I said. I don't like chocolate. Am I going to get canceled by that cancel culture? These paparazzi people can't fight the truth. So they want the truth to be silenced. And I know this sounds like some kind of giant conspiracy theory. But this is what's happening to us. We wanted to share that with you.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It happened even so many people. It's ridiculous.
I mean, is it worth it? I guess that depends on your perspective. It's very, very important to me. Is it worth all this struggle and hassle? I don't know. I feel like if we save as many people as we brought in, then yes, it's worth it, because my conscience will not allow me to pretend like none of this happened. This all happened. Paparazzi was a huge failure. It was a horrible choice. And I am now living with the consequences of that. But does that mean that I'm going to shut up because I made a mistake? No. I want to stop other people from making the same mistake. Or if they're in the middle of their mistake right now, I want them to see there's a way out. And if they think that the way out is easy, I want them to understand that no, it may be hard, but important things are often a challenge. If it was easy, everybody would have already left and moved on to the next thing. I understand how you feel. I understand that you have a lot of your hard-earned money wrapped up in inventory that you now question the safety of selling. The answer is stop. And this brings up another point that Caroline, said to me the other day. My own mom is still wearing this jewelry sometimes. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, this is my favorite necklace, this flower necklace. I love it. I said, you don't understand. We don't know if this is safe to wear. You need to take it off. She goes, but I'm like, no, Ma, are you kidding? My own mother sitting at lunch with us the other day wearing a papa necklace.
And we're like,
and the matching earrings. And I'm like, you need to get that off your body. She's like, well, I'll take it off when I get home.
And this is kind of the segue into the second part.
Yes.
There's like 4 parts of this tea time. That was part 1. This is part 2. There's so much tea, it's ridiculous. Stop wearing the jewelry. If y'all are on here right now and you're still wearing the jewelry, take it off right now. Stop wearing the jewelry.
You've got to stop
wearing it.
Because we did not have the funds to test every piece of jewelry. You don't know what's poison and what's not. You know for sure which ones came back tested off the charts for having unsafe levels of toxic chemicals in them. You guys have got to stop wearing it. Mm-hmm. I don't care anymore that you don't sell it anymore. I don't sell it anymore. I'm out of it. But this is my favorite. No. You've got to stop wearing it. You're still giving them free advertising, because every time my mom wears that necklace, someone says, I love your necklace. Where'd you get it? I didn't say that it wasn't cute. I said it was poisonous.
Y'all stop wearing it. Stop. You don't know if you're going to get cancer from it. You don't know if you
don't know what's going to happen.
Poison your children or your animals from it. You don't know. Get rid of it. Stop wearing it. Bag it up. Put it in your closet. Don't wear the paparazzi jewelry anymore.
You've got to let it go. Sentimental. You know what it's like? It's like wearing a gift that your old boyfriend gave you in front of your new husband. Don't do it. You might love that giant whatever thing, diamond ring, fancy handbag, whatever. Put it away. Give it to... Move on. You've got to move on.
Is a piece of jewelry worth your life, your animals' lives, your children's lives, people around you? You don't know if this is going to poison you or not. You don't know.
And even if it's not one of the pieces... Stop looking at me in that day.
Amanda.
Even if it's not one of the pieces that has dangerous levels, you do realize that if you wear it, it's what they would said. You're a product of the product. Stop giving them free advertising. Stop letting their shit sit on your body and show the world that you're okay with it. Because if you wear it, you're stating you're okay with it. And I said what I said. You cannot wear this jewelry. You cannot wear this jewelry. This jewelry is sterling silver and turquoise.
Yes,
I did test it because I sell it. That's my new thing now. I get sterling silver and semi-precious gemstone jewelry, and I sell it in my boutique. And I have a sterling silver test kit that I can dab everything and see if the stamp 925 sterling silver is accurate. So I do.
That is a big
100%.
That is a big thing lately, you guys. Is we have completely ditched costume jewelry in general.
Not just paparazzi, all costume jewelry.
Not just paparazzi. It's a lot of costume jewelry that has these toxic metals in it. We are no longer. You can get sterling silver for very good prices. I
mean, we're selling it for cheaper than you can buy costume jewelry at stores.
Yes.
I'm selling genuine sterling silver and semi-precious gemstone jewelry for cheaper than you can get costume jewelry in a store.
Sterling silver on Amazon, you guys. There's so many places you can get sterling, and it's so important to no longer wear costume jewelry in general. Costume jewelry is
not very well regulated.
It's not well regulated at all in the U.S., and I don't feel like it's safe to wear at all. I mean, you guys do you, but please at least do not wear the paparazzi, you guys. You are not only advertising for them, but you are also could be poisoning yourself.
Yeah, I mean, so we don't know what's safe and what's not. So just don't take the chance. And
of course, we don't have any control over any of you. You do what you want. You know, whatever. But it's not a good idea. That's our recommendation. See, I see, this is really important, you guys.
Read this comment.
Tested and had arsenic in her blood from the jewelry, you guys. Huge.
Well,
huge
she's
deal.
assuming that it's from the jewelry because nothing else in her life tested positive for arsenic except for the costume jewelry she had. So we can't prove it 100%, so we don't want to make the claim, but we're all pretty sure, right?
Yeah, I don't even sell
Jennifer.
I don't even sell costume jewelry anymore because I don't trust it.
Jennifer said when someone compliments it, say you got it on Nihao. It's true.
It is true.
No lie.
You guys, if you want to know, you can get sterling silver chains anywhere. Like sterling, so I have someone asked where you can get sterling silver chains. You can get them for a very good price on Amazon. You can get them for a good price on this place called Sonara. There are so many different places to get really, really awesome chains that are sterling silver.
So Nikki, that's funny because that's one of we've got the video to show everybody. I'm so glad you brought that up.
If you guys are wondering what they're talking about, we have this video. Now, I will say we have not watched this video yet.
We saved it to have a reaction video with you guys. But that being said, we have another thing to bring up. Somebody else asked about lawsuits. We have some updates on the class actions and some government actions being taken. So, is that the best for last?
I don't know. I would say this is kind of mediocre because it's Furby.
It's who it is.
Speaking of Furby, y'all, I got this lovely guy to help us with this video today.
I feel like he should give us a reaction, but his face doesn't change. What is that, a Funko Pop? Is that a Funko Pop?
Yes, you can use that as I'm playing this video. This is Furby. I won't say his real name, but you can see it in the video because it's public. And I've not watched this video, but I was sent it, and we were kind of told a little bit of what was in it. And I just want you guys to watch this. This is the founder
You're gonna watch
of
it with
Paparazzi's brother.
Yeah.
Okay?
Let's watch it together. Let's watch it.
Hey. We'll see if you guys can even. I have literally one dot where I'm at. And so I bet you this is going to be sketchy.
He has one dot at the cemetery. He said a cemetery! Those are gravestones!
So we'll see, right? So, but I'm going live. I missed new releases pretty much. I grabbed a few pieces that were left. But I am here at the cemetery. I am at the funeral. My cousin's husband passed away on Sunday.
Now, I'm going to pause this real quick because look at the description of this video.
I can't read it.
This is the description of the video. It says, Life of the Party, 5-piece packs, $25. Life of the Party, 5-piece packs, $25 plus $4 shipping. This is literally the caption of this video of him talking about he's at the cemetery. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
I passed away on Sunday, and we are here at the funeral. We're just finishing up. Everyone's left to go. We're doing a luncheon, and so I'm literally here at the. I'm still dressed up. We're here, but I just wanted to tell you that my Life of the Party packs arrived. So I have 10 available. If you want to claim them here, say pack.
Oh, you're selling at a funeral.
However many you want. Okay. So the keyword would be pack, or I want one, or I want 2 sets, or whatever you want to say. But my assistant Casey just sent a message and said, hey, these arrived. Did you post them? I said, I did not post them, and I don't know that I'm going to go live. So literally and then no one reminded me about new releases, which is fine. Anyway, so
oh my God, you should not just your
party packs. I have 10 available. There's 5 pieces, so it's $25 plus $4 flat rate shipping. So there you go. We have going on. So literally, it's a beautiful day. It's super hot, but it's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day in the cemetery.
But Life of the Party packs are here. So,
shouldn't they be Death of the Party packs if you're at a cemetery?
Well, good. You know, life is interesting. You never know when it's your day. You know what I mean? You never know when it's your day. And
so sell to the end.
All right. Hot diggity to the ding ding. So
hot diggity to the ding ding.
So we're gonna head out. Everyone is headed out. I'm gonna.
So he has to head out, but before he heads out, he's gonna make a video about selling his jewelry.
Because we can't take a moment with our family and take a day off from pimping shit to just grieve the loss of a family member and support your cousin whose husband, or your husband, you were so excited to sell, you couldn't even remember whose funeral you were at. But I mean, good on you for showing up, I guess. You don't know why you're there, or, whose husband, your cousin's husband. But your Life of the Party packs are there, or your Death of the fucking Party packs. I'm so grossed out. I'm trying so hard to keep this family friendly, and I'm sorry I dropped an F-bomb, but I'm that grossed out. The man is in a cemetery at a family funeral selling toxic shit. Death of the Party packs. Is he also selling gravestones? Because if you keep wearing that toxic shit, I guess it could lead to an early death. I mean, arsenic poisoning, lead poisoning, those are all things that actually affect your metabolism and hurt your body. But I don't know, was anybody else as disturbed by the fact that he was doing a selling video in a fucking graveyard as I was? So I'm not sure if Jesus is okay with that, because Jesus flipped tables at a temple where money lenders were there to exchange money so people could make offerings, and basically selling in a temple. So he's selling at a religious cemetery. I'm assuming it's a religious cemetery. Most cemeteries are religious, consecrated ground, but maybe I'm making over assumptions. I'm sorry. That is probably one of the grossest things I've ever seen. Another gross thing I have seen is, people in hospital rooms with their family members in the background ill, selling, or, trying to use sympathy as a way to either get people to join their team or buy their jewelry. But that is exactly what that was. That is so disrespectful that I am shocked. I shouldn't be shocked. I shouldn't be surprised. I should not be surprised. That is really gross. That is really gross. That is really, I'm sorry. I know that's a very simplistic statement to make, that is really gross, but I think it sums it up nicely. That is so gross. So that's funny, because Savannah Marie had a video last week about paparazzi consultants and all of their marketing to try to get people to join teams, in the way that they were using their hostess rewards to get people on their shows. And what this consultant, who is an elite consultant, was stating was that she uses the number of people who attend her live shows to gauge the number of pieces she's going to give away. And this is a well-known consultant, and her face wasn't blurred out. So if you guys haven't seen that on Savannah Marie's page, go over and check out Savannah Marie's page on the latest video about paparazzi. But this woman had, 5, 6, 7, 8 800 people on a live, and she gave away that many pieces of jewelry. And my first reaction, because Savannah Marie's never been a paparazzi consultant, but my first reaction to that was, well, those are all consultants on her page trying to get free jewelry. It's probably her whole team because she has a huge downline. And she does have a huge downline. So if all you're doing is selling your jewelry on your lives to your downline, then this is once again a pyramid scheme, okay? You're not selling to the public in general. So you can't tell me that if you're giving away 800 pieces of jewelry on a live that you're giving to a customer, because there's no customer that wants 800 pieces of jewelry.
Okay.
But
I agree.
Yeah, there's a whole lot going on in that Savannah Marie video, but one of the things that she mentioned was that somebody said the brother of the founder or somebody was selling in the cemetery. This has to be it. This has to be the video that she was referring to. So it's Furby, and he is literally explaining to you, I'm here at a funeral. I'm here at my cousin's funeral, but I've got 5 Death of the Party packs to sell.
Buy some.
Get your stuff.
Buy some.
That's so
Please,
gross.
don't tell me that this Furby doesn't look exactly like him. You know for a fact it does.
I mean, that Furby's beard and his beard are looking remarkably
Honestly,
similar.
I'm not even hating on the beard.
Yeah.
The beard's kind of fire. But, like, whatever. You know?
Yes.
Okay.
I am so... It is on her channel. Yes, Miss Colette just asked if that is on her channel. Yes, it's on her YouTube channel. I hope you guys go watch it and support Savannah Marie, because she is doing a ton to help spread the word about how toxic all MLMs are, not just paparazzi, but specifically the stuff about paparazzi. But to just casually go live at a family funeral to let everybody know that your jewelry's for sale, and I missed new releases because nobody reminded me, but that's okay. You need to be reminded. They drop at the same time every day.
We never needed to be reminded.
Your brother runs the company. Why do you need a reminder? Oh, was the funeral distracting you? There's something very toxic about an environment where you are encouraged by example to use your very emotionally charged family gathering as a marketing tool. I'm sorry, that's gross. So, we have some other news that I think is good news. So I think we can look at this as an example of nauseating behavior. But let's talk about some things that are positive. So somebody asked, what are the updates with the class action lawsuit?
This is literally huge, you guys.
Yes.
When I tell you this last piece of information we're going to show you on today's Tea Time is huge. It's huge.
Because
I
you guys
just posted the document on the Crack the Crown page and group, so if you guys want to follow along, you can as we're reading this off. It's posted on the Crack the Crown page and Facebook group, okay?
So right now, there are 3 separate class action lawsuits that have been filed in 3 separate states, and the defendants, paparazzi, are attempting to have them all consolidated into one. We are in the waiting period right now to see if the judge in Utah is going to make that decision and consolidate those cases. There's also a counterclaim where some consultants who are being sued by paparazzi have counterclaimed against them for multiple claims, including false advertising, being a pyramid scheme, etc. So that's 4 lawsuits, right? But here's the first government action that we have seen. Now, I know a lot of you have been contacting your state representatives, contacting your attorneys general, etc., writing letters to senators. All of these things are amazing. And someone reached out to me last week, a lady named Tony Lynn, and told me that there is a group that has templates and is willing to coach everyone on the language to use, help everybody get their letters to their senators, state representatives, attorneys general, etc. Because again, more is more. The more action that we show to government officials, the more they're going to want to be involved in this area. We're going to talk about that on a future tea time, but that is in the works again, is to ramp that back up again. But what I would say is, this is proof positive that the government has been paying attention and that people are making these things happen. This had nothing to do with me. I am not in the state of California. But Caroline, please read off what was sent to us the other day.
Sent in compliance with the California Health and Safety Code, Date March 30th, 2022 to Paparazzi LLC, DBA Paparazzi Accessories. California Attorney General's Office, District Attorney's Office for 58 counties, and City's Attorney's Office for Los Angeles, San Diego, San Jose, and San Francisco. Introduction. We are a nonprofit public benefit corporation of the state of California acting in the interest of the general public. We seek to promote awareness of exposures to toxic chemicals in products sold in California and, if possible, to improve public health and safety by reducing the hazardous substances contained in such items. This notice is provided to the parties listed above pursuant to California Health and Safety Code. The violations alleged by this notice consist of product exposures, route of exposures, and type of harm that may potentially result from exposures to toxic chemicals identified below. Listed chemical, cadmium. Routes of exposure, touch, oral, dermal, absorption. Yes. Blah, blah, blah. Types of harm. Carcinogen, birth defects, and reproductive toxicity.
But what was the notice at the top of it, which you didn't read? 60-day notice of violation.
Yes.
Sent in compliance with California Health and Safety Code. Prop 65, y'all. They got notice they violated Prop 65. And guess what they're supposed to do? It tells you what they're demanding in this letter. So they had 60 days to rectify the issue.
I'm sure they did it. Number 2. Nature of alleged violation, product exposure. The specific type of product is causing consumer exposures in violation of Proposition 65, and which is the subject of this notice, is listed under product category / type in Section 3 below. Section 7 below. All products within the type covered by this notice shall be referred hereinafter as the products. The sales of these products in California doing at least as far back as February 23rd, 2022 are subject to this notice. As a result of these sales of these products, exposures to the listed chemical have been occurring without the clear and responsible warnings required by Proposition 65. Without proper warnings regarding the toxic effects of exposures to the listed chemicals resulting from contact with the products, California citizenry lack the information necessary to make informed decisions on whether and or how to eliminate or reduce the risk of exposure to the toxic chemical from the reasonably foreseeable use of the products. Though the act of buying and acquiring and using these products, citizens of California are exposed to listed chemicals in homes and elsewhere throughout California where these products are used. Exposure to the consumer includes, but is not limited to, when handling the product, the listed chemical comes into contact with the hands and then is absorbed through the skin, hand-to-mouth contact, hand-to-food-to-mouth contact, and through hand-to-cigarette-to-mouth. Exposure may continue to occur for a significant period of time after the initial contact. These activities cause women, pregnant women, and women of childbearing age to be exposed directly through migration the chemicals from the products. These violations and threatened violations pertain to a chemical listed as a carcinogen and a reproductive toxicant. This is sent from the Attorney General office. We have this posted on the Crack the Crown page and group. You can read it all. This is from the government.
So, what we're pointing out to you is, if you live in the state of California, you can contact the bottom of this letter. It's very, very long. It's 6 pages long. But the last page of this letter is a list of all of the local contacts for this matter in the state of California. So if you go to look at that document, page 6, scroll back down to page 6, it's got, like, if you can show them, it has a list of all the contact names and the addresses for each person in each area. So if you live in the state of California, it tells you exactly who to contact to let them know that you have been sold toxic products by paparazzi. The more products that they charge, so they'll do it for each individual piece of jewelry. Each individual item is considered a product. So if it's a necklace with earrings, a ring, a bracelet, whatever, they will make a charge for each individual product. This is how Prop 65 can be used to help bring justice in this area. Every single piece of jewelry sold is another violation. Think about the thousands of paparazzi consultants selling in the state of California. You may be a customer, you may be a consultant who received jewelry from the company. They are supposed to now, apparently, put a Prop 65 warning on their product. Every single product that's sent there after a certain date, once they've been notified and isn't sent with a Prop 65 warning, is another violation. So let's make sure that every single piece of jewelry that goes into the state of California has been noticed to the applicable government party who can have it tested in the state's expense, not our expense, the state's expense, and see if they're violating Prop 65. Because I'm pretty sure they're not putting warning stickers on their products yet. I could be wrong. I mean, come on.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. Furby says, absolutely not.
The document has been linked on the Crack the Crown page, on the Crack the Crown group page. It is a public record. You can search Prop 65 in California if you don't want to, if you can't make the link work or you don't want to go into the group or whatever. Caroline's going to try to pin it on the video. Okay. That would be great. She's going to try to pin it. It's long, so you guys, the government is listening.
Yes, they are.
The government. Is this it? Here.
I just pinned it.
Right there? Yeah.
That's it.
That's it, you guys. That's it. So this is public record. This is not a private action. This is public action on behalf of people in the state of California. So please, if you live in the state of California, grab this document, scroll to the back, look at who your local person is, and get in contact with them.
Please.
Please. This is how change is made. Individual people do have power. You don't need the 30,000 people to file a lawsuit. You just need every person who has been injured in some way to complain to the right person. And I mean that honestly.
This is so freaking important. This tea time is shocking. The most important tea time we've ever had. This is so important. So important.
Please know that you do have the ability to make change here. You don't have to be live on a soapbox preaching about it to people. You don't have to go live on your personal page or in your business group if you don't want to talk about it anymore. You can simply contact your local state representatives, your state attorney generals, and make your private citizenry complaint about what has gone on here. You don't have to do it publicly. You can do it quietly and privately. Sometimes those are the most effective, but it is an election year in a lot of places. And I do believe firmly that politicians listen to the things that are going to make them look good to the public, and exposing a company that isn't even in the state of California, but is causing potential health concerns to California citizens is certainly going to be something that they can campaign on, is helping the citizenry without damaging the corporate infrastructure, right? So we all know that governments run off of taxes, and a lot of times those taxes come from employers in their state. So paparazzi isn't located in the state of California. They don't have distribution centers there, manufacturing facilities there. So they don't really have, let's say, a dog in the hunt, as we'd say down here. I have a dog in that hunt. Yes. In California, they're just California citizens. You've got the voice.
Everyone on here, please share this link. Share it to paparazzi groups. Share it to, put it underneath all paparazzi's posts. You know, share it everywhere you can, publicly on social media. Don't go into individual consultants' lives and post it. But, you know, send it to your consultant friends. Make this known. This is a government-issued document, y'all. They cannot fucking lie about this shit anymore. They can't. Literally, the fucking government. The government. Who's lying now, paparazzi consultants? Is the government lying to you? What kind of conspiracy theory are we gonna drag up now? Because it's not us. It's not us. So how about you go and click that link, look at the real documented proof, and stop acting like y'all are just untouchable.
Or that this is all just haters gonna hate because we're jealous of you.
Because you're not untouchable. Stop reporting people who leave paparazzi. Stop attacking people's businesses. And look at the real proof. This isn't us attacking your business. This isn't us attacking your livelihood. This is real proof issued by the government. They're using our test results, y'all, because they're real. They're certified. They're not falsified. They're real. Stop being blinded. Stop being in the cult. No. See the light.
The state of California does its own testing. The Prop 65 committee tests the products themselves. It has nothing to do with anything we've done to this point. They will test the stuff without charging you.
We need to hold them accountable, you guys. Share it everywhere.
Making them accountable. That is exactly our point.
Yes.
Do we think that this will put them out of business? I hope so, because the way they do business is gross. I'm not trying to take jobs away from people who need it. I'm trying to stop a company from poisoning thousands and thousands and thousands of people in the United States of America with a shit product.
Not only that, causing birth defects, making children who are born suffer for the rest of their lives because of these birth defects that are being caused by the excessive amount of cadmium in this jewelry. It's horrifying, you guys. So that goes back to our first part of the tea time, y'all. Or sorry, second part of the tea time. Stop wearing the jewelry. It is so dangerous, y'all. So dangerous.
So there was an interesting comment that I just saw go by that said that you see consultants popping out babies and they look fine. Well, it's funny that you should say that, because a very good friend of mine who was still a paparazzi consultant had a perfectly healthy baby, and at 2 years of age suddenly developed what they consider to be severe autism. Just stopped talking one day out of the blue. Just stopped talking and being a healthy child at 2 years of age. And I have, since all of this information started coming out, wondered if it was exposure to the jewelry, because this was a mother who had her baby in her paparazzi room on sales because she was a mother of a young child and it was a family business, and that's how she stayed home with her kid. But if you see them holding the jewelry, chewing on the beads, we do know that a lot of the jewelry that we had tested had extremely high levels of lead in it. And if you all are familiar with Lead Safe Mama, or if you're not familiar with Lead Safe Mama, her children were severely lead poisoned as infants, and children are much, much more susceptible to permanent damage to their systems from lead exposure than adults are. So when you say that they keep popping out perfectly healthy babies, are they? Because I doubt that they're going to go live and tell everybody that their children have learning disabilities or are autistic or are crying for no reason or have syndromes that can't be explained. They'll just chalk it up to a challenge that the Lord has given them, and they're just so blessed they can stay home with them. What if the reason that they're quote unquote blessed with this challenge is because they expose their children to toxic jewelry? I don't know if any of the science that exists today can reverse the damages that are done by exposure to cadmium, lead, etc. The stuff that I've read said it hasn't, but I'm not a doctor. And my heart breaks for the people who are just trying to do better for their families and be stay-at-home mothers so that they don't have to put their kids in daycare. Because if by trying to be a better mom, you expose your kid to something that no daycare would have had available to them, yeah, that's the kind of mom guilt that you just don't really easily let go of. So, the liability coming with your statements are intense. That's funny that you say that. I literally just said it would break my heart if we found out that exposure to those things was the very thing that caused it. I'm not a medical professional and I'm not making medical claims. I do know that consultants have gone, and former consultants have gone and have had their heavy metal testing done on their bodies, and it's come back very positive for heavy metals. And if they choose to make that public, to share with us, that's brave. You certainly have to make your medical information public. But I would encourage people who are constantly exposed to stuff to go have their heavy metal tests done. We had scheduled a professional to come and do lead testing in our house, to do lead dust testing in the areas where we used to store our paparazzi jewelry. And that was going to be very, very expensive. I chose not to do that. We chose to just not spend our money in that way right now. We just packed all of our jewelry up and put it away. So we didn't dispose of ours. We're saving it because it was recommended to us by one of the law firms that is handling one of the class actions that we just pack it up and keep it away safely until we find out what kind of proof is required for the class action lawsuits. If they are successful and there is a settlement, will it be based on like what you lost because you have jewelry that you can't sell, etc.? So we have ours packed away so we can still do the lead dust testing. We just decided not to spend our money that way.
This is hilarious. Oh, look, a Papa Hun in the comments. I have never seen anything with written proof of any harm to anyone. Well, there's a link right there.
There is, actually.
Autism being caused by jewelry. Oh, wow. The claims being made are far-stretched. The liability coming with your statements are intense.
Actually, I'm not sure if you're aware of the fact that I'm an attorney. I'm not making claims, and I'm not ignorant as to what making claims means. I'm suggesting an area of thought that people should be following with their own proactive medical testing. And you can come on here and be ignorant. You just give us something else to talk about, but applause for watching, I guess. I hope you listen with an open mind instead of just listening with the hope of defending paparazzi. You can't defend paparazzi here. We know the truth. So if you are here to try to influence the people in the comments,
not gonna happen.
I'm pretty sure you're wasting your time. But if you're here with an open mind because you want to hear what we have to say, I suggest that you just listen. Rather than react, just listen. There are, I think, 4 different sets of lab testing that have been published by different individuals who paid privately to have the jewelry tested. Each of the lawsuits that have been filed actually have all of their own jewelry testing results. So that should be at least 3, if not 4 more sets of testing.
But y'all are the people who are claiming that what we're saying is ignorant. You're fucking ignorant.
Okay.
This is literally a document. We're reading a document from the Attorney General of California. I'm going to say this slow so it seeps into your brain so you understand what I'm saying. We're reading a document from the Attorney General of California to paparazzi that literally says that the exposure to cadmium that is in their jewelry causes birth defects, harm to women and children.
So we're not making claims, ma'am.
Read the document yourself. Stop being ignorant, and please just read it.
Okay. Listen, there's no reason to even respond because honestly, they're not here to listen. But again, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink. This has gone way beyond a couple of consultants getting on Facebook Live and complaining about their former company. This is a whole movement. There are multiple lawsuits pending. There are now government actions being taken. If you think that this is a conspiracy, I guess you probably also think that there was never mind, it doesn't even matter. I'm sure Area 51's a hoax, and yeah, we're all living in an alternate reality, and there was no COVID, right? Sugar britches. There was probably COVID was a hoax. Everything's a hoax. Everything's not a hoax, but yeah.
Of course, there's nothing wrong with any children that have any sort of disability.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about what the challenge is to deal with people who have syndromes that they might not otherwise have had, if not for exposure.
Yes.
So I'm saying if you are a mother of a child who comes up with an illness that you find out could have been caused by something you were trying to do to better your lives, it's pretty hard to live with that kind of guilt. But when you know better, you do better.
Yes.
So we're trying to give information to folks that they can use to make a different decision.
Quite literally, you guys, this is completely public information. We're simply just reading what the Attorney General of California sent to paparazzi in regards to their high level of cadmium. We've been talking about this for months, you guys, and the government literally certified it.
So the funny thing to me is, people send us information we're not aware of. As much as we are dialed into this whole movement, we didn't know about the Prop 65 thing. It's pretty awesome.
Ignorance is bliss. People love to come on here and try to make up stories and try to get us to get under our skin. Y'all can't get under our skin.
I mean, let's remember, if you all think that I'm doing this for sour grapes, I literally have 100,000 plus pieces of paparazzi jewelry sitting in boxes off to the side. That's a complete loss of money to me. I can't sell it. I can't ethically sell it. I stopped selling it when I found out what was in it. That's a lot of loss to me. If you think if I sold all that paparazzi jewelry, if I sold all 100,000, that's $500,000. Now, granted, I didn't pay $2.75 for every piece of it. Some of it was hostess reward, so I didn't pay for every single piece. But my average cost of pieces is like $2.10, even with the hostess rewards.
And so people in the comments are asking if they think that the jewelry could cause autism in children. It's a very simple Google search.
You look. Not a doctor.
Is cadmium exposure linked to autism? The first link that comes up, and we would never say that there's nothing wrong with anyone having any sort of
it's just a challenge. Let's just say that.
At all. Nothing's wrong with that. But the first article that comes up is it was found that 38 to 47% of the variation of autism severity was associated with the level of severe toxic metals, with cadmium and mercury being the most strongly associated.
Show them the link so that they know that you're not just reading it.
Yes, I will send the link. I will post the link in the comments right now, you guys, and you guys can read it for yourself. And remember, this was a claim made by the Attorney General's Office of California. Okay, this is not a claim that we are making. This is a claim that was made by the Attorney General's office that says that the cadmium can cause birth defects and other defects in general. So there's the link right there. There's the link. Okay. This is fact. So.
But it's sweet that you're worried about my liability. That's adorable.
Yes. What is this? We are not meaning to be offensive in any way. Again, not meaning to be offensive.
If you read the article.
Some people are literally just born that way. Exactly. It's like any mental health condition anyone has, like me. I have many people just are born that way.
I'm saying, if you read the article, it states that some forms
Thank you, Melissa. She said not y'all. Yes. Yeah. Yes, right. Exactly what we're saying.
Just saying, if you read the article, it states that the reason that Prop 65 exists, the reason that warning labels are meant to be put on things with high levels of toxic chemicals is because it has been scientifically proven to cause medical concerns.
Yes.
So it isn't us saying, everybody's got autism, must have had their cadmium.
Yes,
That's not what we said.
Don't say that. That is not okay.
That is not what we said.
No.
Again, we're giving you information that the state of California thought was important enough to warn paparazzi about. So...
Yes.
Again, this is information that you can use if you live in the state of California.
Let me post the link again, you guys. Let me post the link again. This is literally just what the California Attorney General is stating. With the high level of cadmium, it can cause certain conditions. It can cause birth defects. It can cause this and that, and it's serious. It's very, very, very serious. You can be, cause cancer. It can cause so many different things. And this is literally all of our concerns were certified. The Attorney General quite literally sent this letter to paparazzi, you guys.
And another thing I wanted to point out was you don't get heavy metal toxin screening as part of a general health checkup. You have to request that. I had to request it twice from my doctor, and he's actually a really hands-on doc who actually listens to me. Unlike a lot of doctors who dismiss women's health symptoms as, because women show signs of disease differently than men, especially with heart disease. they sometimes have their symptoms dismissed or downplayed. He is not that. He is usually a very hands-on doctor.
Yes.
When I went to the lab, the LabCorp lab that I went to, I had my blood drawn not once, not twice, but 3 times to have my heavy metals tox screen done because they drew my blood wrong. They do it so rarely. They didn't put my samples in the correct container. So my samples were considered to be contaminated. So the only thing I have not had is I have not had the 24-hour forced urine detox screening. I have not had that. I stopped touching this paparazzi in December of, was that 2020? So it's been a year and a half for me. I don't touch it.
Yes.
I did briefly have to get my hands back on it when we were packing it up to put it away, but I don't deal with it. I don't have my hands in it anymore. So it's been a while. And I'm not sure if everything works its way out of your body.
Yes.
I don't know how it all works. Again, I'm not a medical professional. What I am telling you is go talk to your medical professional, especially if you're a current consultant and still have your hands on it every day.
I just want to say, you guys, I put Melissa's comment on the screen. It is super important. She's a mother of an autistic child. It's super important to be aware of what you should and should not say. That's why I put her comment on the screen. For a lot of this, it can be a very touchy subject for people. Sure. And we need to be very self-aware and educate ourselves on these types of issues. And this is why it's so important for us to speak about this. I mean, we're not afraid to talk about this at all, of the conditions and birth defects and all the rest of it that it can cause, you guys. This is very important information, and we want to be as in touch as we possibly can, honestly. Oh my goodness.
You trigger the boss of being nice as well as it's myself pop out 3 measures she would like to chew on her bracelets. Okay.
Please look into that. See, these are the stories that are really important. Please look into that, you guys. There's so many people who have had cancer, who've had all kinds of different conditions, and they don't know if the jewelry caused this or not. And the fact that the Attorney General of California is also concerned about this and is sending paparazzi letters, we need to be very in touch and remember all the different things that could possibly happen because of this jewelry.
The more you contact them, the more jewelry they'll test, and the more they'll see what is actually sitting in paparazzi's, inventory that is dangerous to humans. So I encourage all of you who are in the state of California to grab that link that we had on earlier, check out that letter, and contact your local Prop 65 rep and have some of your own jewelry tested, because they do bear the cost of that, not you. It's expensive. So the certified labs that we used were $100 to $200 per piece, depending on how many heavy metals you wanted it tested for. So we, at the time, were testing for lead, nickel, mercury, cadmium, and arsenic. Those 5. So depending on what and how many different pieces that the item had, so if you were to do this bracelet, they would do the metal, they would do the stone. So this is turquoise. They do all the testing on the metal, all the testing on the stone. That would be 2 sets of testing. And some pieces had 5 and 6 components. They'd have a bead, they'd have the hooks, they'd have the latch in the back. Like, some of this testing got so expensive because of all the different elements. It's not just like a bead being tested, like a whole necklace. It's very expensive to have all of the elements of it tested. And California stated in that letter, which was something that I know people believed when we first started testing this couldn't happen, transdermal, meaning that it crosses your skin, that you absorb cadmium through your skin. That is what that letter said. It said that cadmium is dangerous because it is transferred transdermally.
Yes.
Meaning that even washing your hands is enough to remove it. It comes in contact with your skin. It's absorbed by your skin. You can then touch your food and absorb, all the exposure levels of it can be through touching a cigarette and smoking, eating food, touching your face, touching your skin, just through your skin.
Yep. If you're wearing a ring and you're eating food, that ring is touching the food, you guys. It's getting into your food. Okay? Yeah. And I just want to say, remember that cadmium, these are all I'm going to read off all the heavy metals that were tested positive in this jewelry in high levels. Cadmium, lead, and arsenic are all neurotoxins, you guys. And lead, they are all neurotoxins. Cadmium, arsenic, lead, and mercury are extremely dangerous, and they are neurotoxins. In this, why does jewelry have this in it? Why do people still wear this jewelry? Why do they think it's okay? These test results are real. This is a certified letter. This is from the government. These are real results, and these are extremely concerning. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, Jennifer proved the reason that we want to talk about that is because, Jennifer, that's exactly why. You said, remember that elite consultant making ignorant comments about we shouldn't lick the jewelry. She doesn't understand about skin transfer.
Yes.
That was the point of us reading this letter, was the point of this bringing it up, because transdermal contact, it transfers. It's important to understand. You don't have to be some ignorant fool licking jewelry. It's not important. It just transferred just by your use. And somebody mentioned in the comment too, I wonder if any employees have become ill. You know, I was thinking about that because again, it's not just consultants who could be damaged by that, it's workers. And I'm not sure if anybody has made an OSHA report to have them investigated for exposure for their workers. I don't live in the state of Utah, and that would be a state regulated thing, but I'm assuming that most of the jewelry there is wrapped, that they deal with is wrapped. So I was more concerned with people wearing it or, you know, unwrapping it to sell it like we did as consultants. We showed unwrapped jewelry and had it hanging all through our houses unwrapped. So I was more concerned with that, which doesn't mean I'm not concerned with the folks at the actual facilities, but I'm hoping for their sake that they are less likely to be exposed to it because the jewelry would be wrapped and they're not actually coming in contact with the actual
you guys,
metal.
This is extremely concerning, and ignorance is bliss. Like, ignorance is bliss. That's all I have to say. And we just got sent this post from someone who was literally on this live. Somebody posted and said, I'm straight with the drama, tagging me to get me not to rejoin paparazzi. I'm straight on the BS, he said, she said, this type BS. I'm aware of what's going on with the lawsuits, etc. I don't care. All of my customers wear is Papa, and I still wear Papa and will probably always wear Papa. So miss me with tagging me and trying to convince me otherwise. Oh, it's a cult, etc. Well, I'm thirsty and I'm a drink that Kool-Aid. Yeah, this is extremely concerning. Like,
well, you can't, but you can't,
so
Caroline.
Concerning.
It's okay.
I'm aware I can't, but I'm just saying this is concerning that people are perpetrating this type.
All right.
This type of behavior and this type of statements. This is extremely concerning. We all are aware and we all know better and do better now. But you have to remember,
don't tag me.
that not everyone knows. Not everyone knows, and this is super important. We need to spread the word. No. This is probably one of the most important tea times we've ever done. We've ever done. It is so important. Okay? This is crazy. We need to be sharing the link to this tea time. We need to be sharing the link to the Proposition 65. It is posted on Crack the Crown.
Please share it.
Please share it. This is so important. This is
the government, not just individuals. This is a larger body representing the entire state of California. It is important. So I hope that you all will share it. I don't care anymore who is... Honestly, I just put the information out there. I can't make people consume it, and that's fine. I get it. I'm not even going to be upset anymore. Please miss me with that. I'm going to keep drinking the Kool-Aid. Okay. And I hope you're fine. I hope you are one of the people who none of this affects. Unfortunately, a lot of us have been severely affected, and we would like to help other people not be affected. If you do not choose to take our words and consider the facts, then that's okay. We can't make you, but please, for those of you who do, please continue to share. Yeah, please continue to share. Appreciate it.
I love y'all's comments.
Yeah, those are really, thank you for getting it. Thank you for helping us. That is what we're doing here. This is what we're here for.
See, y'all, this is crazy. So many crazy stories, y'all. This is not just a one and done person. This is not just a one story and we're done kind of thing, yes. You guys. There's a lot of very, very concerning stories.
Hundreds.
And paparazzi is not going to be in business for much longer. The government is pursuing them, okay? The government's pursuing them. There are multiple lawsuits, class actions. Even we have one in Utah that we were personally involved in. This is serious, and this isn't a joke. And people who think this is a joke and that we're just using this for clout, or we're just using this
it's not clout worthy.
It's a joke. It's a complete and total joke. Our business is suffering because we get mass reported by paparazzi consultants. We are not doing this for clout. We are doing this to make people aware.
Because it's important and it's the right thing to do. So I know that you all are not all customers of ours and you're not all on our business page. That isn't why we do this. But I'm saying our business page has been severely affected by mass people reporting for false claims of abuse of the Facebook community standards, like we're being shadow banned. This is nothing about this is helping us, okay?
And just remember,
but this is important and we're not going to stop doing it.
If you think that maybe, the jewelry caused one of your family members to get sick with something, or caused
reach out to an attorney.
Cause them to have a certain condition or anything, reach out to an attorney, please. And also, please don't blame yourself. When you know better, you do better. You could not have ever predicted this. Do not blame yourself. Blame paparazzi. It is paparazzi's fault, not yours.
So many people.
Do not blame yourself.
So many people reach out to us about how badly they feel, about how stupid they feel, about how badly they were duped, and they're so embarrassed. We were lied to for many years. Paparazzi advertised their jewelry as nickel and lead free. They no longer do that because they can't. They've been proven to be liars. You were lied to. You were lied to. You were lied to. You're not stupid. You're not ignorant. You're not dumb. No. You're not gullible. You were lied to. It happens. We're doing better now. We're all doing better now. Okay.
And you guys,
we're going to wrap this up.
Yes.
Because this is enough.
Yeah. A couple more things before we wrap it up. We understand, to all the current consultants that are watching, we understand that we went about some of the tea times the wrong way. We understand that maybe the way we tried to inform people was not the best way to inform people. And we are trying to do better, and we want you guys to know, don't listen. Don't not listen because it's us and you don't like us and, we're coming after your business. Listen because this could sincerely harm your family. This could sincerely harm your children, your animals. There's a huge possibility that this could be harming you. Please listen, and please listen with an open mind.
And take care of your health.
Yes. Take care of your health. Even if you hate us, take care of yourself. Even if you're suing us, even if you're threatening to sue us, even if you're
those people
coming after us.
She's nicer than me. I'm petty.
Still
if you're
take
suing
care
me,
of yourself.
If you're suing me, I don't care what happens to you at all.
Still take care of yourself.
I don't care if you don't take care of yourself. Tracy Reed, no. I choose violence.
Even the paparazzi employees that don't know that the most concerning people that I'm concerned about are even the paparazzi employees. Those are extremely concerning.
We've been in contact
with
some former employees who give us some horrible stories about what working there was like. So I hope someday they can tell their stories too. Most of them are too terrified to come forward because they still have to work in the area and they think paparazzi will come after them, and they may be correct. I'm not stating that their fears are misplaced at all, but I hope someday we can get some of them to tell their truth as well. But that being said, I think we have covered everything today. Please share the Prop 65 link. Please share Tea Time to those who you think would like to watch it. If it's people who don't like to watch, please just share, if you can, the Prop 65 warning letter that paparazzi received. Yes. Please continue to tell your truth. Please continue to follow us for more information. We'll release it as we have it. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. We're trying very hard to get it out to you as soon as we can verify that it's accurate, because we've had some things that we planned on bringing to you that we found out were not quite true, so we're not going to bring those forward anymore. But that being said, we do have a lot more stuff planned for you, including some folks who have worked with state representatives with other multi-level marketing companies to have them either shut down or prosecuted for violating the laws that they are subject to in these areas. So we're going to bring that stuff to you as soon as we can. And I hope that you all have a good rest of the week. This has been Tea Time Tuesday. I'm Tracy.
I'm Carolyn.
This is us cracking the crown. And we're out.